Greetings, everyone. How you doing? Welcome to Israel Doctrines Google Hangout. And today's title was Soulful Struggles: the truth behind faith, identity, and hip hop raw reality. Because hip hop has always been raw, filled with reality and things that it was built up on. Now we got a new community of people trying to come into the hip hop community and change the community and the foundation that it was built up on. So we're gonna deal with it. I done wrote a little book. I'm gonna show some of that and speak on that today with the same title, Soulful Struggle. Then the section of faith and identity in hip hop. I'm gonna come up with a better cover and everything, but I had to put the work in, so this is what I came up with. So we're gonna go into chapter one. Chapter one, I'm gonna have the computer read, if I may.
Chapter 1: The Roots of Faith in Hip Hop, the History of Hip Hop and Spirituality.
The roots of faith in hip hop. Now we know that there's a hip hop Bible out there. And the reason it's a hip hop Bible because it's based up off of the Abrahamic faiths, which are Islam, Judaism, and Christianity. And hip hop was based off of that. Most people that's in hip hop in the beginning was Muslims, Christians, and Jewish people. And a lot of them has still been in hip hop, but they didn't allow other communities come in and corrupt hip hop. Most definitely the Europeans, the Ashkenazis, the ones that run the blacks, the Negroes, the color, the foundational people of hip hop, right? So we're gonna get back in the book. Though it just came down, that was the computer people. I'm gonna have the computer read again, right?
The intersection of hip hop and spirituality has a rich and complex history that reflects the cultural struggles and aspirations of marginalized communities. Emerging from the streets of the Bronx in the 1970s, hip hop began as a form of expression for African American youth, often addressing social issues, identity, and faith. As it evolved, artists started incorporating elements of spirituality, drawing from various religious traditions, including Christianity, Islam, and indigenous beliefs. This fusion provided a deeper context for their narratives, allowing them to explore themes of redemption, community, and resilience.
So you had certain communities, certain people that needed redeeming. This is the generation that grew up off I'm black and I'm proud. That was the identity that was expressed in hip hop in the beginning. But as the LGBTQIA community gained in power, the white dominant force gained power, they turned little young black children that been misled in their head and stuff into the LGBTQIA community. I remember seeing Boy George on MTV and stuff when I was growing up in 534 West Division in Chicago, Illinois. Better yet known as Cabrini Green Projects. I remember all this stuff. I remember how Mike got light all of a sudden, and we didn't really recognize who Michael Jackson was. He wasn't the same young man that grew up singing all the songs and stuff that our parents loved, right? This is what hip hop was birthed out of. But it's also talking about what hip hop was corrupted by.
Throughout the 1980s and 1990s, hip-hop artists like KRS-One and De La Soul began to weave spiritual messages into their lyrics, challenging the materialism prevalent in mainstream culture. KRS-One, for instance, often referenced his deep connection to African spirituality and the teachings of the 5% Nation, advocating for a return to one's roots and the importance of knowledge. These artists emphasized that spirituality could serve as a powerful tool for social change, encouraging listeners to look beyond the surface and engage with their inner selves.
So now, even the head of the first gay family, the Zulu Nation, Africa Bambaataa, had knowledge as a principle. Knowledge is a principle in hip hop. Has been, is, and shall be. And a lot of people are not knowledgeable of what's going on in hip hop and who brought it to hip hop in advocating it. Advocating something is a very powerful tool. It takes very powerful people to advocate certain things in hip hop and stuff. Now I'm a Tupac fan. And so before we go any further, I want to play this song. And when it comes up, you'll hear it.
Yo, Jackson!
8, 2, 3, 1, 5, 4, 9.
Yeah,
All boys in Clinton and Rikers Island, all the Tennessee, Mumia, Matuli, Geronimo, all the political prisoners, all the jailhouse. I'm with early in the morning, in my state, so military, something fantasizing pictures of the young brother, worry what's it mean? The weed of this life I lead, it's daytime, it's the suckers, and tonight we breathe. Out for all that, knowing that this world brings drawbacks. Look how shiver once I deliver these war rats. Meet me at the cemetery dressed in black. Tonight we honor the dead, those who won't be back. So if I die, do the same for me, shed no tears. An outlaw, thug living in this game for years. Wild worry, hope to God keep me high when I'm buried. Knowing deep inside, only a few love me. No one speak to the gates of heaven. Let me picture for a while how I lived from my days as a child. I wonder now, how do we outlast? Always keep cash, stay strong if we all mash. Hold your head. You got to hold your head.
So that is a revolutionary, spiritual, African American or black, Negro, colored, Hebrew, whatever you want to call him, whatever you want to proclaim him to be in our culture, fighting against the wicked, want to be advocates for wickedness in our culture. Whether if it be drug dealing, gang banging, rape, molestation, whatever it is, this guy done covered it all. From brother got a baby part-time mother to this, to that, to Papa song, all of this stuff. I done heard it all my life. Since a youth have I heard it. And it made me the man that I am today. I grew up off of hip-hop. I grew up off of profane music, profane songs. Shake that ass, do this, pop that pussy open, and everything else. Ain't none of that conversation foul to me where I can't hear it. I'm not a hypocrite either. I don't grow up on something and then pronounce it to be demonic, demonized, where can nobody else grow up on it or shall not grow up on it. But when I grew up, I didn't hear about, oh, I'm going to take him and bend him over and put something in his butt and I'm going to lick on it and all. I didn't hear that in hip hop. And then y'all hear that? And as y'all see, I spoke to the chat and the link to come in the room to anybody that want to speak about this subject matter, hip hop. Not if we Jews, not if we black, not if we Israel, none of that ignorant stuff that y'all come over here and try to talk to me about when I'm not talking about it. Please leave that where your ignorant self at. Don't bring it over here. So I'm gonna keep going. I'll bring back up my book, my writings, my information, my knowledge, right? So now we finna step into these 2000s. Cause I done lived through the 80s, the 90s, early 2000s to present 2000s.
In the 2000s, the blending of hip hop and spirituality took on new dimensions, particularly with the rise of artists who openly identified as part of the LGBTQIA+ community. Figures like Frank Ocean and Lil Nas X brought a fresh perspective to the genre, infusing their work with themes of love, acceptance, and self-identity. Their music often reflects a spiritual journey that embraces both personal and communal aspects of faith, challenging traditional narratives and expanding the conversation around what it means to be both queer and spiritual in the hip-hop world. Moreover, the emergence of the True Israel of God movement within hip-hop has created a unique space for discussions around identity, faith, and cultural heritage. This movement emphasizes a return to biblical roots and a reclamation of identity for people of African descent. Artists affiliated with this movement often use their platforms to discuss the intersections of race, spirituality, and social justice, highlighting the ongoing struggles faced by their communities while offering messages of hope and resilience.
So now, once again, I tell you the LGBTQIA plus, or should I call it what the name I gave it, the Black Nambler section of YouTube. Chris Harris, Khalil Amani, Sonetta Judah Nazareth, all these people that's in this community, Leak You, Queen's Throne, all these people that's been out here doing this stuff on YouTube, they're a part of the hip hop community too, because they're under Hip Hop Stands with Survivors. They're a part of that movement, the movement that introduced the LGBTQIA plus community to the hip hop community through K. Slay and Khalil Amani, who introduced a homosexual that date raped a young boy and got stabbed in 2013. Knowledge, people. You're ignorant of that because you want to be ignorant of that. You can acknowledge that or have that knowledge in who gave it to you, but I know you don't want it. But yes, Little Nas, Frank Ocean, and all these people in these 2000s has opened up the doorway for a conversation between the hip hop community and the homosexual community. Don't mean you gotta curse them out, but the hip hop community do use profanity. It's not a subject that they ain't dealt with in hip hop that you haven't heard profane conversation come out of people's mouths. That's why when y'all come to me, a hip hopper at heart that does it the hip hop way, I use profanity. I teach the word of God, I use profanity. I speak about any subject using profanity and everything else. If you got a problem with profanity and you want to stop it in hip hop, go stop the hip hop artists, which I'll never stop when I was growing up, from using profanity, and I won't learn profanity and do as those that came before me. But we're gonna use it. We're gonna keep it going. We're gonna do what hip hop do, right? So now we're gonna go down a little bit more in the article, in the writings. I wish I could learn how to keep this stuff stuck up here now. So
As hip hop continues to evolve, the dialogue surrounding spirituality remains significant. The genre serves as a vital space for artists to explore their faith and identity while addressing the complexities of their lived experiences. This ongoing interplay between hip hop and spirituality not only enriches the music itself but also fosters a deeper understanding of the diverse narratives within the community, encouraging listeners to reflect on their own spiritual journeys amidst the backdrop of their cultural identities.
spiritual journey amongst your cultural identity. if you want to be a him, a her, a it, a them, a they, and all these foreign words that then came into the hip hop vocabulary or the world's vocabulary and stuff. Why are you afraid? Why you a little hip hopper out there afraid to talk about your spirituality, this and that? Or how you a 60-something-year-old hip hopper that's afraid to have a hip hop dialogue or conversation about this? Because the Khalil the Money Cat that's been chasing me for some years, every time he bring it up, I beat it up. And he runs, so I stopped talking about it. And then he come chasing up behind my conversation. But he just started trying to deal with the end time prophecies, or better known amongst those that know, that has the knowledge, eschatology. He wants to have that conversation with me. It ties into hip hop too, because Sodom and Gomorrah has to come about. And that's what him and DJ K. Slay has brought to hip hop, Sodom and Gomorrah. Well, you at a concert and the little LGBTQIA plus people waiting for you to get off stage so they can have sex with you. We need to talk about that. We can't talk about it though, because that coward that got a wet pen and stuff is afraid to address me. I went talked to Cleo Monago. When I went spoke to Cleo Monago, he was hating. He's speaking to a degreed man and this and that. He's supposed to be ignorant. He ain't supposed to know how to speak or talk about things. And when I told Cleo Monago that this is what they was bringing to the community, because he run with the Nation of Islam, he was afraid to address it. Why? Because it's all black power or black identity extremism stuff that's going on that people are afraid to talk about, especially in this Trump era, where Trump will get you up out of here talking about it. Cowards have emerged, but freedom fighters have emerged too, aka me. So we currently have a Christopher Harris or Andreas Harris running around saying I'm a pedophile because he is one of the leaders of the Black Demo section on YouTube. Men Loving Boys Association. Black boys, Puerto Rican boys, not white boys. Because there is a new powerhouse in the world. It's a black LGBTQIA plus or same gender loving organizations out there. This and that. It's powerhouses raising up and advocating for their belief, their lack of spiritual foundation, their lack of morals, different things in the community. That's why this spiritual revolutionary Tupac Shakur made this song.
How do we get so many young black brothers are
Felonies be like prophecies, begging me to stop it. These lawyers getting money every time they knock us. Blessed pockets, lyrically, suckers flee when they notice. Switch my name to Machiavelli, half the rap game close. Pros with my hocus pocus flows, they froze. Now suckers idolize my shows and blows. And more money me, litigate, more player hating. Gotta sell at the bid for me waiting. Is this my thing? Miss me with that misdemeanor thinking. Me fall back, never that too much tequila drinking. We all that, make them understand me. Hell, not to say my posse, everyone with me is family. All these brothers got me rock the paint of perfect vision. This life we living, got a soul beaten up in prison. Last week I got a letter from my road dog, written in blood, saying please don't play love. Hold your head, hold it.
How do we keep
You got to hold your head.
How do we keep the music playing? need to get behind a revolutionary person that's fighting against these modern changes in hip hop. If not, your children is gonna be at an LGBTQIA plus concert getting molested because they confused. And then they're gonna go in the back like groupies do. They're gonna go in the back, and the artist that's into the LGBTQIA plus stuff gonna put something in their drink or do something to them, and they gonna be, and then you're gonna have it. But it's just me bringing the conversation to the table because there's no LGBTQIA plus Negro out there want to talk about none of this stuff. None of them want to do it. They want to go to Glam magazine and stuff and portray that they want to talk about this stuff. Nigga, I'm out here in these motherfucking YouTube streets ready for the conversation. And I ain't gonna find no bitch ass nigga from KRS-One. I'm PM Dumb, bitch. Push me off the stage. Bring your bitch ass over here to my channel and talk that shit. Anybody feel like coming in the room, that's the link to come in the room. But we're gonna get back to it. Like I said, I'm writing a book. This is for going through the book and learning what the book talking about, then getting more specific with what I want to touch on in the book. So, key figures blend faith and hip hop. Kanye West did it, but he's also for the LGBTQIA plus shit because you can get a big dollar advocating for him.
In the ever-evolving landscape of hip-hop, several key figures have emerged as beacons of faith, seamlessly blending their spiritual beliefs with their musical expressions. Artists like Lecrae and Chance the Rapper not only dominate the charts, but also engage in profound dialogues about their faith and identity. They challenge the norms of the genre, proving that one can be both a devoted follower of their faith and a powerful voice in hip-hop. Their works often reflect the struggles and triumphs of navigating their identities within a culture that sometimes clashes with their beliefs.
So the question is, what is their identity? And who are they advocating for and using their voice, their speech, their power for? Lecrae's supposed to be a gospel artist, but do you see people like what's his name? The cat that was going to the Diddy parties, Bishop Eddie. What? No, not Eddie Long. Eddie Long did. Bishop. What's his name down there at the Potter House? What's his name? Come on, there's got to be some fake ass Christian out there, somebody that know what I'm talking about. The bishop dude down there at the Potter House, what's his name? Big fat black motherfucker with a bald ass head. What's his name? Potter House leader. TD Jakes. TD Jakes. You hear him speaking about homosexuality or nothing? No, though he claimed to be a man of God, he go to the parties where they get it in like that. So, Lecrae, you got other rappers out there and stuff, Bissell and all that. You even got Malice from the Clips. He's supposed to be a gospel artist, or was supposed to be a gospel artist at one point. It's a lot of conversation to be had on this, and hip hop writers and authors and shit. They not talking about this shit. But it's gonna be my side play, my side piece.
Lecrae, for instance, has made significant strides in the hip hop community, addressing issues like self worth, redemption, and social justice through his lyrics. His approach has opened doors for discussions about faith in hip hop, allowing artists to explore their spirituality without fear of alienation. By incorporating biblical references and personal testimonies into his music, Lecrae has carved out a unique space that resonates with both secular and faith-based audiences.
So I'm gonna probably have to listen to his music now, because I don't think Lecrae speak about the LGBTQIA or the Sodom and Gomorrah stuff that's coming into hip hop that's prophesied through the Bible.
Similarly, Chance the Rapper has integrated his Christian faith into his music, often citing it as a central theme in his work. His Grammy-winning album, Coloring Book, is a testament to this fusion, featuring gospel influences and uplifting messages. Chance's authenticity and commitment to his beliefs inspire many young artists who struggle to reconcile their artistic expression with their spiritual values, encouraging them to embrace both facets of their identity.
So this the spiritual aspect of the genre. If I'm saying it right, genre. This the spiritual aspect. But where's the LGBTQIA aspect? Even when I write about it, the Lil Nas X and these people, you're not going to hear no good conversation or explanation. Lil Nas X ain't talking about none of this stuff, because you got to believe God to either be truthful or a lie. Because if you're around here sleeping with the same sex, it's against God. Is it or is it not? How you gonna justify sleeping with another man?
The intersection of faith and hip hop is not limited to these artists, it extends to the LGBTQIA+ community as well. Figures like Lil Nas X have bravely navigated their identities as queer individuals within the hip hop scene, challenging stereotypes and promoting inclusivity. Their presence highlights the importance of representation in a genre that has historically marginalized voices like theirs, creating a more diverse and accepting space for all artists.
No, cause see, hip hop, like I said, the roots, the foundational backbone of hip hop was made up by little black children that could no longer go to band class and learn how to play an instrument. Because in the early 70s and stuff, they had bands in class. You could hear the band during the football game, the basketball game. They was learning instruments. That's why you had the Earth, Winds, and Fires and the different people that was coming up from Memphis and Philadelphia and stuff playing this music that hip hop is sampling right now. But they took the ability to learn music, read music, and play music and stuff to get to where we at today. That's why sampling is so important to hip hop. Am I lying? Where the people at that speaks on this stuff? This is my new series. So we gonna be speaking on it. And I asked Khalil the money if he wanna speak, you can come over. I ain't gotta curse you out. I really want to show my intelligence. You claim that you're a college graduate, this, that, and everything. You're a black elite or whatever you want to be. You can be a part of the conversation. You can stop running from me. If you're down to help the community, then you'll come and speak in the community. You retired now. Sitting up arguing with me ain't gonna have you tired where you can't go to work tomorrow. But I know you're afraid of my intellectual power and prestige and everything that I do have in the community, folding your little topic in your homosexuality and stuff that you're trying to push in the community. That's why I had your bitch ass boy K Slay go kill himself so he can get the fuck away from me, acting and talking like a bitch ass nigga in the community. I swept that bitch out the community. You can come over and save him and push y'all agenda or whatever, but you're afraid. I know. But I'm gonna get back on eschatology and you can chase that. I'll fuck you up in that too. It's not a topic that I speak on that I think anybody is capable of fucking with me. I learned to speak like that and get my attitude like that from hip hop. Ain't nobody coming on my block shutting shit down. Cause I got the little thing in the bushes over there ready to go to war with you motherfuckers. Anybody. And I got my money right just in case I have to do some shit and pay a lawyer at the end of the motherfucking day. Now, let's get back to it. You're welcome to come in the room and speak too. I know you're afraid to speak sometime too, but at some point you gotta start speaking. Hopefully you start speaking, cause bitch niggas gonna be bitch niggas to the day they die unless they repent and change their ways, and I doubt if they do.
Ultimately, these key figures exemplify the powerful synergy of faith and hip-hop, forging paths for future generations to explore their identities without compromise. They remind us that music can be a platform for spiritual expression, offering hope and inspiration to listeners from all walks of life. As hip-hop continues to evolve, the blending of faith and personal identity will likely remain a vital theme, fostering dialogues that resonate deeply with audiences worldwide.
So you see what has to happen? When you got a personal identity that say I love another boy, or I'm a however they naming themselves, I'm a them, I'm a they, this, that, and the other. We gotta have conversations. We gotta have conversations. Cause unlike the Bible, when you get a town full of people in your front door want to F the men's that's in the house, you ain't seen nothing like that. You ain't been under that type of stress or personality, none of that type of thing. You hadn't had to deal with that. But this is something that's coming to a theater near you. Call your front door. Well, a town of men gonna want to get whoever in that house that's a man and drag them out and have sexual intercourse with them. You're gonna look up and Khalil the money gonna be at the door. You're like, damn, Khalil, what you doing at my door? Bring the man out, I want them. This type of stuff going on. You're gonna have people like Chris Harris. Bring him out. Bring that little boy out. Black Devil's here. What? Man, I'm not finna give you them children to sleep with. So now we're gonna deal with roles of religion in hip hop. Remember, there's a hip hop Bible out there. The same hip hop Bible that Chris or KIS once said, we gotta have what type of leaders? Anybody know? I just want to see if you're gonna say it, because I know everybody claim like they ignorant, and I gotta teach everybody stuff. I don't feel like teaching it. What did he say? What type of leaders? I give you the first part. None. What? Let's deal with religion, roles in hip hop.
The role of religion in hip-hop culture. Religion has played a significant role in shaping hip-hop culture, providing a spiritual framework that influences the music, messages, and identities of artists within this genre. Many hip-hop artists draw on their religious backgrounds, whether it be Christianity, Islam, or other faiths, to articulate their experiences and struggles. This fusion of faith and art creates a unique platform where personal beliefs intersect with societal issues, allowing for profound expressions of identity and resilience.
Profound expressions, profound language too. I want to push that. But I'm gonna work that in that conversation there too. Like I said, I'm this the first draft, people.
The exploration of faith in hip hop often serves as a means of empowerment for marginalized communities. Artists use their platforms to address themes such as injustice, inequality, and the search for hope, which resonate deeply with their audiences. This connection between religion and the struggles faced by many in the hip hop community highlights the genre's capacity for social commentary, particularly as it relates to issues of race, class, and identity.
Race, class, and identity. See, the simplicity of it all is once upon a time in this world, people had to be in the closet. They want to come out the closet now. When the disco era was going on, they was in the closet, though they were still going to the club, 54 and all of this stuff. The music was sexual, just like it is now. Ain't no difference. Disco music is stuff that's trying to come back through the trap music and all of that. The rhythms and patterns and stuff. Yes, they still telling the girls to bust that pussy open because the guys want the pussy. But they're changing the guy's mindset to not want the pussy no more, but the asshole of the niggas that they're dancing with. See, I've been in the clubs in this century, in this time frame, where a nigga catch a nigga bent over, don't know it's a nigga in front of him bent over, and start grinding on his ass. And when he raised up, he's surprised somebody been grinding on his ass, and he looked back and he said, "What the heck? Who is this grinding on my ass?" But I done been in the club scene. I done seen this. I've been around this. I believe Khalil Money been in the club scene behind these dudes' ass too. Maybe he'll come over and tell us about his boogie nights. Or maybe he won't. He'll just post some some videos or some stuff on his wall and talk to y'all about my life and everything. But hey, with that said, this is the first day. This part one, hip hop. Like I said, y'all getting to see the first draft of my writings in my book and stuff. Like I said, I got a lot of things to pour out of my mind. I gotta find the inspiration to deal with it and pull it out. So come back tomorrow, 12 o'clock. Is when I'm gonna do this. And I've been slacking on my 5 o'clock this week, but life changing, people. Life is changing for me. So look for bigger and better things from Carl Albert, aka Israel Doctrine. And with that said, I'm out. Subscribe to the YouTube channel, please, if you would. Hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I do these shows. With that said, I'm out. Peace.